To say that the U.S. equity markets had a rough day would indeed be an understatement. This as the Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped more than 500 points to close out today's trading session, while the Nasdaq dropped by more than 5% and the S&P took a hit by more than 4%. Now, the markets indeed got off to a rough start, led by weak economic reports out of the United States and growing fears that the Eurozone debt crisis will indeed spread to larger nations in the region. Initial jobless claims figures falling by only 1,000 to come in at a reading of 400,000. However, continuing jobless claims did rise to come in at a reading of 3.73 million. Meanwhile, both the European Central Bank and Bank of England kept their benchmark interest rates unchanged, falling in line with expectations at 1.5% and 0.5% respectively. Now, you team that with stocks hitting certain markers that trigger sell orders in the automotive markets, as well as weakness in basic materials and energy stocks, with oil prices plummeting below $87 a barrel and a stronger U.S. dollar. And it all paved the way for the Dow Jones to have a rough session where nearly 97% of the roughly 5.5 billion shares trading were all on the downside. Now, taking a look to see how the Dow Jones has closed out today's trading session, the Dow well on the downside, 512.76 points to settle in at 11,383.68. Now, in a breakdown of today's major market movers, we first begin over at the Nasdaq with shares of Dendreon, which saw its stock sink by more than 66% on the day. This after the biotechnology company reported weaker than expected second quarter Provenge sales, while also withdrawing its sales guidance for the rest of the year. This due mostly in part to reimbursement issues. Meanwhile, back over to the New York Stock Exchange, the Dow Jones, the Kraft was the only positive performer for the Dow, up a total of 3%. This after it announced plans to split into two separate companies by the end of 2012, a snacks business and a North American groceries business. And shares of GM falling more than 3% today, this despite posting higher U.S. sales, which helped it post better than expected second quarter earnings.